what bettered my girls talk community is my journey, my experience, what I've been through. I had a child back when I was in university, and it was challenging. It was a bit shaky, but yet bring myself together, shaping myself, and become who I was.
Okay, good afternoon once again. How are you doing? Okay. So like I said, I'm a worker, and I met you in church for the records. And I love to see people being passionate about God, giving their time to God. So this is basically what it's about, So I would like to. What's one thing that keeps you awake at night?
Is actually a girls talk community, and that's like having girl teenager.
Oh, okay.
They're bringing them together and making them know that they can achieve great things behind. So with that, I have sleepless nights so that I stay awake to put things together, to have an agenda for our girl stuff project, and also to pray as well. But
wow, that's beautiful. I love that. How long has you been doing that?
Well, I got this revelation 3 years ago. I had my first conference 2 years ago, and which I stepped back for study, but yes, we picked up back. Okay, we started back again this year.
Okay, so in your community space, that's like a WhatsApp or where? Telegram?
WhatsApp, physical. It's
okay. Come together to link.
Since we also do outreach. We go to public schools, 6 months in a secondary school, which we give them school bags. Our previous one was last month, very international girls. They went to schools. They had an essay competition. We gave a winner a cash prize.
Wow, that's beautiful. I love that. Because I'm also tilted towards something like that. So I really can feel that. That's really awesome. How do you meet up with, how are you able to meet up with being able to provide for this?
So, it's just about us having the agenda or probably making our plans for the program ahead and then reaching out to people to sponsor.
Okay, yeah, they'll sponsor you.
Sometimes my guys and sometimes my league girls or our fights. There's always procurator that be saying that to them.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. So that actually gives you a form of fulfillment, right? That's good. I love that. In this space that you've been, what has been the most challenging person you've met or a challenging case? I know you've related with ladies, girls, or maybe has really reaffirmed that God wanted you in this space, or that's really shaking you so well that you can't get off your head.
Well, I don't think anything can shake me aside from me wanting to get help from people and I don't get that. So this previous one, I didn't really have response. We have a big conference, by God's grace, next day, February. I didn't really stop, so it was, the whole body was around you. But of course, God always, he came to family. So I just feel anything that can shake me is when I need help from people and it's not coming, I don't get that. That's why, of course, I think it was just this one. Maybe because I didn't really push somebody that, because I didn't really push that to people. I just thought, okay, I see how, a better one that I want to know that I can start asking people or ask to sponsor us and host.
Okay, so what's the one coming up in February? What's it about?
Okay, so the one coming up in February, the team is Redefine You. So it's going to be a conference where we'll have different guest speakers that will be coming to talk to our guests. And also, because any of our program, I always love a worship session to also be having a gospel minister that will also come to minister. So the team is Redefine You. And this is a conference we want girls to know that they can become more, they can become regarded. What bettered my girls talk community is my journey, my experience, what I've been through. I had a child back when I was in university, and it was challenging. It was a bit shaky, but yet bring myself together, shaping myself and become who I want to be. So regardless, you need to let those girls know that, they need to be in the right track where they don't make such mistakes. So this is a journey where I bring girls together to let them know that they shouldn't also make same mistake, because it's not everyone that has that grace of God. If that grace didn't come from, and really, I don't know where I was landing, but because of God, but it's not able to enjoy that grace. So before it happens, so let us bring those girls together and mentor them and let them try to help them, put them in the right track. And that's the reason for girls talking.
Okay, I'll take it that most times God allows us to go through the path where he wants to direct us. So then, and so we're able to pick about as many yes, but okay, that's good. You mentioned about having a child wilding. Can you tell us about it? Maybe someone listening to this also could the encourage trait.
I think I will start programs. I was very stubborn, also, right? And I was so lucky that God wanted to bring me out of this, but I didn't listen because I was very stubborn. And at some point, my parents got to know about this relationship and wanted to make about it and the relationship, I guess. And that's why I usually tell my girls that whatever your parent tells you, they have a reason why they are saying, putting you in that right track. You should always listen to them. And I also tell parents as well that be in a relationship where your children can be their safe space. They can be able to talk to you. They can be able to confide in you. You should be their friend. So I tell parents that, and I also tell my girls, be close to your parent. So at that time, I was very, very stubborn. I didn't listen to them. I just want to do blah, 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 blah. But of course, it happened while I was almost in my final year in school.
Also, did you go through that? Okay. What did you study?
Right. So, I got pregnant at long run and my family were hungry. And in quotes, this is superiority as well. Sometimes every child will make a mistake. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
But at that point, a child makes that mistake, you bring them back, you help them, you shaping them, you just abandon. That isn't the opportunity for my parents. Like, of course, yes, they love me, but they were hungry here. I want baby. So every parent can react down the ass. let's help our children. Once they make that mistake, please don't push them or push them, because if they had probably brought me together and helped me, I might to be a better person. Okay, abandon me, sorry. Made me to pay load. And then because I realized that I to bring myself back, then I did that myself. But our parents going to come on to better, even when they make that mistake, still embrace them. Of course, we say, and Jesus still forgives our same souls, regardless whatever our children or whatever happens, let's still find a way to embrace them and to bring them. So I didn't have the opportunity. Of course, thank God I'm here to say, why did you not put your? It's something easy. Like really, I would leaders and older. Then I had my son as that I was 21 years. Yes, I think I got pregnant when I was 20. I was almost in my final year. And then it really stopped a lot of things, my journey, my dreams, and all. So that's why I said, if not because of God's grace, I stood myself together, shaping myself. When I said to myself, really, people need to do matter. They need to get where you and where your parents. So because I knew my dream, I knew what I'm born, what I become, and I knew what I wanted to become, and I wanted to achieve that. So after the whole thing, I remember after 2 years, if I don't even want to start from, the first job I ever did in my life. Oh, and tell us about it. Then I stand, okay, my budget, not that assist my budget. Yeah, sales my budget. Because I needed my son to start school, and I noticed a father of my child wasn't ready to take that responsibility. It was a whole lot of fun. If I started seeing all these schools or I not school, the child to ask me. That was when, like I say, and I usually say, when you meet with God, or when most people have a relationship with God, say this. I didn't know God at this point, but the day I realized and I gave my life to Christ, it changed my name. It changed everything for me. And here I am today. Mentoring people, letting girls know that they can become what they need to become in future, and also to their whole experience to have a good relationship with their children, and they should not ever leave them alone.
Wow. Like, I'm so thrilled because not so many people can actually pick themselves up. Like, and I love the fact that you said that you had an encounter with God. So when was that? Like, when did you have that encounter?
So I had an encounter with God. That's 5 years ago.
Was that after
after I had my son? If I could have my son, I was still struggling. I didn't have the opportunity. I had people around me here, right, that were always talking about work. I wasn't just putting that. I also knew that I had a lot of things inside. I knew from the beginning I had a lot of people. But thank God I met a friend and that's brought me to a potter's house back here in church at Untitled. That's when I came to church and I gave my life to Christ as his name. Life has never been to again.
Someone was actually stronger than some of us, because all what you went through, I really see someone so resilience. I'm sure God really helped you through that, because
one thing I tell people is once they make a mistake, the first way you heal is to forgive. So I know this is when I forgive myself. I was healed, and even everything that happened to me, sometimes I just don't just not remember. When I talk about it, when I'm talking to my girls, I'm talking to parents, or I'm talking to people, and that's what I'm talking about. Because I forgive myself, whatever surrounds the whole situation, I am fine, and I am it. And just for us to move on to push forward.
I love this, really. The Bible says that all things work together for our good. So in the end, it still works for your good. I would like to ask, those moments while you were pregnant, while you had to stop school, what happened? Like, what did you do? How were you able to pull through the days that came ahead?
See, this actually is the biggest get long story. Okay, but
I just want to tell us. So someone will be listening to this and will be in that kind of situation, because a lot of times when people get pregnant, they're like, whatever comes out, I'm gonna face it. But reality starts dawning as the days come by. Like they start saying the reality. So how were you able to deal with the reality?
Okay, so like I said earlier, when I got pregnant, my parents, they were nice, so they sent me back to the guys. So I was there because with my son, I think I lived when my son was a year old.
They allowed you to stay?
Yeah, it was a lot. Sometimes it was a lot. But what God does, even when I didn't, sometimes we usually say that when God has a reason my created, he will always build that up. So I never get to see that purpose that God was still trying to me and just shaping me back even when after.
Yes. Wow. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Really. I got so much from this, really. And that is to say, irrespective of whatever comes our way, there's still a better plan ahead. There's still lights at the end. Like there's still light. You can still look. Someone can still be looking at you and say, "Oh wow, if you could pull through this, then I'm able to pull through this." And I love that you're turning that into a message to also reach out to other people. I'm so glad that you ventured on this path. Really,
we have a community, girls talk community. Parents, you can tell your children to know about community, and also girls how a safe place. Where you could be. So girls talk community.
The girls talk community. You said it's a WhatsApp or online.
That's a WhatsApp online.
Okay, can you mention the name?
Sorry, the name, the Instagram page. Okay, girls talk communities. Alright, so on our Instagram page, we have our bio for our WhatsApp.
Okay. Okay. To join you. Okay. All right. So what's one word you normally want to tell someone, maybe about being in God's presence, maybe about giving themselves to God in your journey? What's one thing you like to say?
All I can say is serve God. It pays. Serve God. That's one secret that I always love. When you serve it, always sakwa indigo by. Especially when you pay your tithe, when you're in church, when you serve, it's not until, when pastor tells you do this, do that, and it's as if they're always forcing you to do everything.
Yeah.
No. But really serve God. Like serve God. Pray. Serve God and pray. Who always come. When you need him, when you call on him, he's going to answer. Know that he won't disappoint. So serve God. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for this. God bless you.